They told you that the live service games would be the future, that you would log in every day to a world that grows, evolves, and remembers you. But now, the only thing that evolves is the shop. The only thing that remembers you is the login bonus. And the only thing growing? The graveyard of the next Fortnites who never made it past Season 2. And you? You're still grinding weeklies like a lab rat, hoping dopamine tastes different this time. You don't even like the game anymore. You just forgot how to stop logging in. Welcome to the live service graveyard, where every patch is a bandage and every update is a funeral notice. Live service was supposed to mean constant innovation, dynamic storytelling, player-driven evolution. Instead, it means weeklies, timed events, fake progression, dressed in glowing cosmetics, and anxiety triggers. They didn't build games, they built habit loops and they sold them as experiences. If you've ever chased a battle pass that you didn't care about just because it was about to expire, congratulations. You weren't playing the game. You were inside a behavioral experiment. XP troubles, daily rewards, limited time skins. These weren't features, they are leashes. The content isn't endless, it's repackaged treadmill design. And this phenomenon is not new. The mobile applications were the original lab rat. It started there on mobile. The loot boxes, the timers, the psychological hooks. They basically figured out how to suck the life out of people, one coin pack at a time. And when it worked, they smiled, nodded, and scaled it. The corporations become Dr. Evil in a suit and a live service pitch deck. Now, the parasitic systems are sitting in your $70 console games, pretending to be content. Mobile was their lab, and then the consoles became the product. Let's read some tombstones. Babylon's Fall, buried within a year, and no one showed up to the funeral. Anthem, Hyper Engine to Ghost Town in 3 months. A live service? More like dead on arrival. Hyper Scape, Ubisoft's battle royale that couldn't outlive its own roadmap. Rumbleverse, Wrestling Royale basically. Died faster than a Royal Rumble elimination. Marvel's Avengers, $1 billion IP, empty servers and zero legacy. All of them sold the same lie. Play forever. And none of them made it past year 1. But some games, they didn't die, but they are starting to smell. Suicide Squad lost $200 million and Rocksteady's reputation. Lost Ark went from over 1 million players to under 20k. Developers scrambling to patch the sinking ship. Apex Legends is bleeding players and EA is pretending not to notice. Overwatch 2, a sequel no one wanted, built entirely to sell you what was free before. Destiny 2 is eating itself, with Bungie layoffs and storylines that abandoned like side quests. They walk, but they don't breathe. And sooner or later, they will bite the dust. Because even EA stock took a dive after FC25 flopped. Investors noticed, players pushed back, and the illusion cracked. It's not a gamer rage anymore. It's a financial backlash. People are sick of this manipulative behavior, and it's finally starting to show up where it hurts most. Their wallets. And of course, during these collapses, you hear the same thing over and over again. Every time, the same excuses. Players didn't engage. The market shifted. We couldn't support the vision. No, you didn't release a vision. You released a product that is designed to extract value, not deliver it. They blame player retention, but never question why players don't want to stay. And here's why. Anthem created a loot treadmill with no content and called it a revolution. Overwatch 2 says, we pivoted due to market conditions. Oh, so you mean you cancelled the PvE you promised, tripled the monetization, and acted like community should be grateful. They always pivot, they always shift. But one thing they would never do, own the fact that games were designed to sell first and be played second. These excuses are not strategies. They're smoke bombs designed to delay the backlash, to make the shareholders feel like it's just a phase. But the players know you can't polish a broken system with PR, and you can't rebuild trust when your first instinct is to monetize failure. Now, what we lost in this process? Well, games used to mean something. You bought a disc, you finished a story, you remembered it. Now today you rent dopamine. Lore, reset every season. Mechanics, power crept into irrelevance. Identity, gone the second a new event drops. We even lost the creed in Assassin's Creed. Now it's just Assassin's Greed. Ubisoft sold the fantasy of becoming an assassin and then monetized the fantasy itself. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, in a single player game, there is an in-game store. And in the game store, you get cosmetics, map markets, exclusive weapons. And look, thank God they finally dropped the XP booster scam they promoted in their previous games. That's a small win. But instead, now we have this. Buy your way into immersion with $10 map markets and hideout skins. It's not a grind to win model this time. It's a pay to decorate, pay to locate, and pay to pretend you're an elite model. But the creed, you can't buy that. That's way gone now. There is no legacy in this live service. It's just content. But of course, not every live service game failed. And some of them earned their place, not because they survived, but because they actually respected the players and stood for something. Final Fantasy, for example, rebuilt itself on players' trust, storytelling, and constant communication. Helldivers 2 proved that you can do live service without breaking the player. No battle pass deadlines, no fear of missing out, just coordinated chaos, real stakes, and a war you actually care about. Valorant. It's a live service game that doesn't feel like one. Why? Because it respects mastery. You don't log in to chase dailies. You log in to get better, to climb, to learn. Riot doesn't shove lores or sales pitches down your throat. They built a competitive structure that rewards consistency, not compliance. These games didn't succeed because they mastered monetization. They succeeded because they respected the players. They didn't build systems to keep you addicted. They built systems to keep you involved. These games don't need an in-game store to prove their worth. Their content is the value. The truth is, every publisher thinks they are building the next Fortnite, but most of them are just digging another grave. They don't want to build something worth playing. They want to build something worth paying for just long enough to fake another success story in their quarterly reports. And the players, they see it, they feel it, and more, they are walking away from it. Because whether it's a failed launch, a dying season, or a microtransaction menu with the sword attached, the mask has flipped. The struggling games and the rare survivors speak in one voice. Players are sick and tired and done with fake forever. Live service in gaming. Dissected, dismantled, dismissed. Next.